Understanding the rules and structures of the third dimension will allow your transition through the grand shift of consciousness to occur more comfortably. Duality, also known or could be thought of as contrast, is a predominant structure of the third dimension. Before the fall of consciousness, contrast was created to provide us with a variety of experiences to choose from, such as hot and cold, large and small, bright and dull, fast and slow. If everything were blue, for example, there would be no contrast. Once yellow is introduced along with the blue, we have contrast and the opportunity to choose what is best for us. With the fall of consciousness came judgment, resistance, limitation, lack, and separation. These all empower the state of fear. Through fear, we learn to differentiate between us and them, and we learn to resist and reject them. The dual concepts of good and bad, right and wrong, and should not created a rigid, unforgiving structure that does not allow for flexibility or choice. This third dimensional belief system restricted our thoughts and emotions, creating structures that are conditional, with extremely limiting beliefs in never and always. These are rigid thought forms that offer us very little opportunity for flexibility, change, ease, or well-being. Pain has become anchored in this rigid belief system of heavy thought forms. There is no concept of good and bad or right and wrong in the fifth and higher dimensions. There is no judgment, separation, or competition. There is nothing to fear, resist, or argue about. There are simply many choices that give us more ways to experience and know ourselves through contrasting possibilities. Another powerful limiting aspect of the third dimension is one of the most pervasive and unquestioned beliefs that affects and structures our lives. This is linear time. Linear time is the belief that time, and therefore our lives, flows in a certain absolute pattern of past, present, and future. This belief is the default assumption of mass consciousness. Most of us think and act as if it's true because events appear to validate this group agreement. However, this belief is incorrect. Third dimensional time was not created as a straight line of events with a beginning, middle, and end. It is actually a continuous loop consisting of past and future, with a single identified point known as the present moment, or present time. It's here where we can take the opportunity to make new choices based upon past experiences and future desires. Far more often, however, we make decisions by reacting to situations with the emotions of fear, doubt, or lack of self-worth. Our decisions about the future are based upon the painful past or an uncertain, worrisome future. Our third dimensional lives become a series of reactionary experiences of resisting what we feared rather than allowing what we desired. We begin dragging the past with us into the future. Many of us waste a great deal of our energy ensnared in an endless cycle where our past haunts our future and our future echoes our past. This loop becomes a flow of thoughts and experiences that we label positive or negative, good or bad, right or wrong. We then connect strong emotions to those experiences, Either we embrace them and hope they happen again, but are afraid they won't, or we resist them and hope they never happen again and worry they will. In the third dimension, there is a small sliver of the present time, known as reactionary present time. In reactionary present time, remember the law of attraction again, and if you need to refer to your notes, dear esteemed viewer, please do so. The law of attraction. But the law of attraction, essentially, we step into the future that we've created by focusing upon and resisting what we fear. We then find ourselves reacting to what we strongly, emotionally, and loudly swore we never again wanted to experience. In short, we take our past experiences and project them into our future. We then step into that experience in a future present time moment to feel that pain all over again. We create our future experience and what we draw into it by our emotionally charged reactions to our past and present time situations. Let me give you an example. Let's say I was growing up wise and loving. Grown-ups told me that I would be successful and have a happy life. Let's say that I was groomed for success from an early age if I were to become a doctor, a lawyer. As a child, however, this scenario did not feel correct in my gut, my internal guidance system. And as a child, I did not have the words, much less the permission, to disagree with grown-ups, and placed it out in front of me, meaning the disagreement. I had no logical reasons to help explain why this picture didn't feel good inside. So I agreed or simply went along with the plan. I took the past information from the grown-ups and placed it out in front of me. I followed that belief into the future and lived by it unquestioningly. I went to college, got a degree and a debt, got a house and a spouse and a mouse. I created the life the now long gone grown-ups told me I should in order to be happy. But I am not happy. Second, and this is perhaps a more important example, let's say that I once had a relationship that was the best of the best until it was not. My lover left me, telling me I was a terrible person. I would never succeed. I was not nice, and I did not have anything to offer to create a successful relationship with them. I was hurt, felt rejected, and I went into a deep state of grief. Although I tried to get over the experience, I could not let it go, nor could I understand how I could be such a terrible person. Eventually, I made the decision that I was okay, at least on the surface, and I never ever wanted to meet someone like that again because I did not want to be hurt ever again. So I screamed to the universe, God, never let this kind of experience happen to me again. If a person of that type ever comes anywhere near me, please warn me and put up big red flags so I don't get hurt again. Can you see how I took an uncomfortable experience from my past and placed it squarely into my future like a bright neon sign? And then I added supercharged emotional pain, fear, and avoidance in order to protect myself. And because the universe and the law of attraction adore me, and it is the universe's passion to satisfy my every request, guess what I found on my doorstep the next morning, and the next, and the next, and the next. With each step into the next present time moment, I experience precisely what I asked for through my vibration, even though it is the opposite of what I want. The law of attraction does not choose for you. It does not distinguish between good or bad thoughts. It simply gives you what you hold your attention upon. Because you are the creator of your life and have free will to create your life in any manner you choose. The law of attraction says, I will provide you with exactly what you ask for, and smiles kindly. Fortunately, built into the structure of third-dimensional linear time is a wonderful mechanism that can keep us out of trouble in this adventure. We have a buffer, a time lag that gives us the chance to reconsider the consequences of our reactive thoughts and emotions before we act and create something we might have to clean up or apologize for later. What we think does not manifest instantly. This buffer is created by the fact that in our distracted and noisy third-dimensional life, we don't keep our attention on our intention long enough for a thought to manifest into form. Our attention is unfocused and bounces from here to there so quickly that our desires don't get the amount of attention necessary to manifest. This built-in buffer gives us a moment of consideration in which to calm down, reconsider, and avoid a potential mess. As the shift of consciousness is accelerating, however, this buffer period is getting shorter and shorter. Hence, our thoughts and attention points are manifesting faster than ever. Another powerful aspect of the third dimension involves the rational mind. Most of us perceive our third-dimensional experience predominantly from the limitations and filters of the left hemisphere of the brain and the rational mind. The strong, well-developed rational mind serves us well in this noisy third-dimensional environment. Its job is to keep us safe and help us fit in, but fear and misuse cause the rational mind to operate more from a position of limitation than possibility. We expect the rational mind to perform tasks and participate in activities for which it was not designed. We've come to depend upon it far more than necessary, and therefore have forgotten how to think from the heart. Thinking from the heart requires the whole brain and numerous spiritual abilities, including imagination and creative insight. Our awareness and range of choices have been greatly diminished, and our innate spiritual abilities and potentialities are at best weak and at worst completely hidden from us. While the rational mind is a wonderful tool for measuring, analyzing, comparing, and storing information, it only knows what it knows, and it doesn't know what it doesn't know. It therefore works tirelessly to keep us within a thin band of logical thinking and possibilities. For thousands of years, the rational mind has kept humanity tightly focused in the limited, fearfully structured, solid, three-dimensional realm. And we, for the most part, have gone along for the ride. Time is now changing. Time is now that the third dimension is laid to rest. We have learned our lessons. We are going into the harmonic universe number 2 of dimensions 4, 5, and 6, and we are moving beyond the third dimension. It is critical for our well-being and our path to the living light body to understand and recognize the aspects of the third-dimensional box that we have been living in. Duality, reactionary present time, and the rational mind are all intricately woven into the fabric of the third-dimensional matrix. By becoming aware of these underlying templates upon which the third dimension operates, you begin to have the choice to step out of it. You can reconstruct and remember a significant part of yourself, thereby becoming free to move beyond the limits of the third dimension and experience the possibilities of the fourth dimension, the fifth, and beyond. Multidimensionality can be available to you if you hit that subscribe button. Leave this video a thumbs up, because everyone in the third dimension is conditional. Everything in the third dimension is conditional. For example, unconditional love does not exist in the third dimension. If you experience unconditional love, you have actually moved into a fourth dimensional consciousness. You have access to both third and fourth dimensional consciousness all the time. but most people rarely step out of the well-trodden habits of third-dimensional thinking and feeling and hit the subscribe button. Because the third dimension offers limited possibility of choice. You have a choice. We don't intentionally choose our thoughts, feelings, or actions in every moment, but we do choose to hit that subscribe button. That is a skill of the fourth dimension. Okay? Instead, we unconsciously react to the people and the situations that pop up throughout our day. If you want to learn about the fourth dimensional box, harmonic universe number 2, and the fifth dimension, please stay tuned for further video offerings and information disseminations from the Om Banda New Earth Ashram for compassion, strength, and the fourth dimensional box. Namaste. Namaskaram.